From nearly 20,000 men at the start, he was down to just 3,000 soldiers. They were poorly clothed, hungry, and without proper shoes in the freezing winter of New Jersey, and most people thought it was over. In 1776, George Washington was close to being seen as a failed general. The Continental Army under his command was repeatedly defeated by British forces in New York. They lost Long Island, lost Manhattan, and then lost Fort Washington. British commanders were convinced the American Revolution was about to end. But on one Christmas night, everything began to change. The Continental Congress had to leave Philadelphia and move to Baltimore. Morale in the American Army reached its lowest point as thousands of soldiers were about to finish their enlistments on December 31st, 1776, and just wanted to go home. But on the night of December 25th, 1776, Washington made a risky decision that no one expected. In the middle of a snowstorm, he led his troops across the frozen Delaware River in the dark. The soldiers had to pull cannons over ice, march more than 14 kilometers in the bitter cold, and then launch a surprise attack on Hessian mercenaries in Trenton at dawn. The battle lasted only about 45 minutes, but it changed the entire war. American forces captured nearly 900 prisoners while losing fewer than 5 men. Just 8 days later, Washington went on to defeat British forces at Princeton, taking down another well-trained unit. Those two victories saved the American Revolution at a time when most people believed it has already failed. Over 8 years of war for independence, Washington actually lost more battles than he won. But what made him a legend was that he never let his army fall apart. After the decisive victory at Yorktown in 1781, the United States gained independence. When some people wanted him to become king, Washington refused. King George III later called that decision the greatest act of age. In 1797, after 2 terms as president, Washington voluntarily gave up power and returned to his estate at Mount Vernon. That decision set a precedent for peaceful transfers of power and term limits that many countries later followed. People remember George Washington not because he always won, but because he never gave up, even when he had only 3,000 men left and a frozen river in the middle of winter. That's today's story. See you tomorrow.